In the heart of one of the most prestigious universities in the country, where luxury cars lined the parking lots and designer clothes filled the hallways like a moving runway, there was one figure who never seemed to belong, but somehow always did. His name was Kofi Mensah. At least, that was the name everyone knew him by. To most students, Kofi was just another quiet, humble guy from somewhere small. He wore faded jeans, clean but worn sneakers, and plain shirts that never carried any brand name. He spoke little, observed everything, and always sat in the same corner of the cafeteria with a book in his hands or headphones in his ears. But what nobody knew was that Kofi was not ordinary. He was the only son of one of the wealthiest billionaires in the country, an heir to an empire of oil, real estate, and global investments. Yet, Kofi lived like a shadow of wealth rather than its owner. Because to him, trust was rare, and love was even rarer. And somewhere between the crowded lecture halls and noisy cafeteria, he had found something that made him question everything. Her name was Alma Serwa. A daughter of a respected and wealthy family. Elegant, beautiful, confident. She moved with the kind of grace that made people pause when she passed. She had friends who surrounded her like a protective shield, always laughing, always whispering, always judging. And Kofi had been watching her for months. Not in a creepy way, but in the quiet, distant way of someone who admired from a world away. He saw her laugh at the cafeteria with her friends. He saw her struggle through stressful exams. He saw her kindness when she thought no one was watching. And slowly, without permission, his heart began to lean toward her. But Kofi never approached her. Because he already knew the rules of her world. And he did not belong in it. One afternoon, as the sun poured golden light across the university courtyard, Kofi sat under a tree, staring at Alma from a distance. She was laughing with her friends, her voice blending into the wind like music. His friend, Ya, dropped beside him. "You're still doing it," Ya said, shaking his head. Watching her like a ghost. Kofi didn't answer. Ya sighed. "Bro, you're a billionaire's son, not a security camera. Go and talk to her." Kofi finally looked away. "It's not that simple." "Then make it simple," Ya replied. "Before someone else does." That sentence stayed in Kofi's mind longer than he expected. That evening, another friend, Kojo, joined in. "She's not going to wait forever, you know," Kojo said. "Even queens get tired of silence." That night, Kofi didn't sleep. For the first time in a long time, he thought about stepping out of his disguise. 2 days later, fate gave him no more excuses. The cafeteria was crowded. Noise everywhere. Plates clattering, students laughing, phones ringing. Alma sat with her friends near the window. Kofi stood at the entrance. His heart was louder than the entire cafeteria. Step by step, he walked toward her table. Every step felt like crossing a battlefield. Alma looked up, and noticed him. Something flickered in her eyes. Curiosity, maybe surprise. Kofi stopped beside the table. "Hi," he said softly. The table went quiet. Alma's friends looked him up and down immediately, like scanners rejecting something unfamiliar. Alma tilted her head slightly. "Yes." Kofi swallowed. I've been meaning to talk to you." Silence spread. Her friends exchanged looks. Alma hesitated. "Okay. I'm listening." Kofi's voice almost failed him. But he pushed through. "I like you," he said. "I have for a while. I just didn't know how to say it." For a moment, everything stopped. Even the noise of the cafeteria seemed to fade. Alma blinked. Not angry. Not pleased. Just surprised. "You, like me?" she repeated slowly. Kofi nodded. Before she could respond, one of her friends scoffed loudly. "Are you serious?" she laughed. "Alma, this one. Look at him." Another friend leaned in. He doesn't even match your class. The words hit like stones. Alma's expression changed, not because she agreed, but because she was being watched. And in that world, reputation mattered more than truth. She straightened her posture. I think you're mistaken, she said carefully. We don't even know each other like that. Kofi felt it. The rejection wasn't entirely hers. It was borrowed. Still, he nodded slowly. I understand. And he walked away. Quietly. Like someone who had already expected the ending. From that day, everything changed. Alma avoided him in public. Not because she hated him, but because her friends did. And in their world, approval was survival. You can't be seen with him, one friend told her. He doesn't belong in your circle. He's embarrassing. So Alma listened. But alone, she remembered him differently. The way he spoke softly. The way he looked at her without arrogance. The way his clothes were simple, but always clean. And something about it bothered her. Because none of what they said matched what she felt. But she buried it. Because fitting in was easier than questioning. One afternoon changed everything. Alma was sitting with her friends when a flashy, arrogant student walked in. His name was Darius, son of a powerful businessman. He never walked, he arrived. He approached Alma's table with confidence that felt more like entitlement. I've been trying to get your attention, he said loudly. You should stop wasting time with these small boys and focus on someone who can actually take care of you. Alma frowned. Excuse me. Darius leaned closer. Let's go out. I'll show you what real life looks like. The cafeteria went silent. Kofi, sitting a few tables away, stood up. Slowly. He walked toward them. You don't speak to her like that, he said calmly. Darius turned, amused. And who are you? Before Kofi could respond, Darius suddenly slapped him hard across the face. The sound echoed. Gasps filled the room. Alma's eyes widened. For a split second, she looked shocked. Kofi touched his cheek. But he didn't retaliate. He didn't shout. He simply looked at Alma. And that quiet strength shook her more than the slap. But her friends? They laughed. Serves him right. Who does he think he is? Humiliation spread across Kofi like fire. And before things escalated further, another voice cut through the noise. A girl sitting nearby stood up slowly. Her name was Esi. She had been quietly nursing her own heartbreak for weeks. She had no patience left for cruelty. That's enough, she said sharply. Alma's friends turned. Esi walked toward them. All of you are disgusting. One friend scoffed. And who are you? Esi didn't flinch. Someone who still knows how to treat people like human beings. She turned to Kofi. Come. She gently took his arm and led him away. The cafeteria was stunned into silence. Alma watched them leave. Something in her chest tightened. But she said nothing. Because her friends were watching. Esi cleaned Kofi's bruised face in silence at the campus clinic. You didn't deserve that, she said softly. Kofi gave a faint smile. I've had worse. She looked at him. Why didn't you fight back? Kofi paused. Because fighting back wouldn't change how they see me. That answer stayed with her. And for the first time in a long time, Esi felt seen too. They began talking. Then laughing. Then walking together. Then, something more. Love didn't arrive loudly. It grew quietly in shared silence, shared pain, shared understanding. They started dating. When Alma found out, something cracked inside her. Not because she had a claim on him. But because she realized she had feelings she never admitted. And now, it was too late. She saw Esi holding his hand. She saw him smile differently. And for the first time, Alma understood something painful. She had chosen image over emotion. And lost without ever competing. Then came the day everything changed again. A university event hosted powerful guests. Among them arrived a convoy of black luxury cars. Students gathered outside, whispering. A man stepped out. And behind him, was Kofi. But not the Kofi they knew. No faded jeans. No worn sneakers. No quiet disguise. He wore a tailored suit that carried authority like a crown. The crowd froze. The billionaire businessman walked beside him and announced. "This is my son, the heir to my empire." Shock rippled through the university. Whispers exploded like wildfire. Alma's friends stood frozen. Esi stared in disbelief. And Alma. She couldn't breathe. Because the boy they dismissed was the one they never understood. Kofi looked across the crowd. His eyes didn't search for validation. They searched for truth. They found Esi. And he walked toward her. Not toward wealth. Not toward status. But toward the girl who saw him when he was nothing but ordinary. Alma stood frozen as he passed. No anger in his eyes. No revenge. Just closure. Because the truth was simple. He never wanted to be chosen for his money. He wanted to be seen for himself. And only one person did that without conditions. Weeks later, the campus still talked about it. The billionaire's son who lived like a nobody. The girl who chose kindness over status. And the girl who realized too late that pride can cost what love cannot replace. But in the end, Kofi learned something too. That even disguises cannot protect the heart forever. And sometimes, the person who loves you quietly from the beginning is the one who was never pretending at all. If this story touched you, remember this. Never judge the value of a person by what they appear to have. Because sometimes, the person you ignore today is the one the world bows to tomorrow. Kindly like and subscribe to this channel for more of these captivating stories, and also let us know your thought on this story at the comments section and where you are listening to us from.